Hey, everybody. Welcome back to my bookshelf. I'm Grim, and today we're going to be reviewing Monumental by Adam Nevill. I have only read Adam Neville's book, The Ritual, and I really did enjoy that. And I know that's I feel like it's almost blasphemy in the horror lit space that's the only one I've read, aside from Monumental, obviously. Because I know he's got like all the Fiends of Hell and the Reddening and stuff like that, and that are much larger pieces of work, or like as in popularity. But I haven't read those, and I think I might. I think I might. I think I might. So we'll see. Uh, so Monumental, it is 356 pages long, so it's a little on the longer side, but not too bad. It did come out March 30th of 2026, so it came out this year. And I think it's definitely one of the more like recent like publications that I've read, and I'm really excited to talk about it. Uh, anyway, let's get to the back of the book. Disaster strikes quickly and without warning. What should have been a glorious weekend of kayaking and camping in a secluded beauty spot is transformed by a scream. The first crisis, initiating a deadly momentum that accelerates as the valley reveals itself to Marcus and his 5 companions. They're trespassing on strictly private land, and there's only one way out. An escape route closed until the next high tide fills the estuary in 12 hours' time. Recreation becomes survival. Marooned, unable to summon help, harassed by dire, worsening circumstances, the ties that bind the expedition are stretched taut. If they snap, vital cooperation will unravel and the group members' damning secrets will be revealed. Only the most courageous and committed have any chance against the area's inhabitants. But is any mind strong enough to endure the confrontation with the most hideous revelation of all, an ancient evil that coils beneath the valley's sinister folklore? So, I think as far as themes, this book feels very like occult and folk to the absolute max. Like the back of the book had said, it is set in a private valley, and it is a massive expanse of land. And it's all very green, it's very wet, there's a lot of wetlands, it's thick marsh, it's out in the middle of fucking nowhere, pretty much. What Adam Nevill seems to do in this scenario, there is a. It's not really a spoiler, but there seems to be a pretty big love triangle going on between some characters, and it definitely helps build some tension outside of the already ongoing tension. So there's like the big story of like them being there, then there's this sub story of this love triangle that's going on between them, and it's done really well. Um, and the book feels really, really campy because of it, but I don't think that's a bad thing. It like almost feels like a slasher, but it isn't at all. It's not a slasher at all, but it's kind of weird in that sense where like if you cut it down to like its bullet points, oh, there are these for this friend group, there's drama in the friend group, they go to a place they shouldn't be, bad shit happens. Point blank, it feels campy, but it's not. But it's kind of written that way. It's good. It's good. We'll get more to that in my opinions on it. But I don't think there's this huge overarching theme aside from, I don't know, rich and powerful putting their thumb downs on people. Aside from that, I don't think there's like a big like message that's trying to be portrayed, which I think is good. Sometimes you need that. But I'm also horrendously and famously bad at interpreting art. So this is definitely something, if you're kind of at the end of this, if you're really kind of interested in the book and see what the point it has to make, it has something to say, read it for yourself, and you can see what I'm talking about. For my opinions here at the end, my immediate feel off of the book, that it does so many things so well. The love triangle builds so much tension between the characters. It feels like you could it feels like a taut string, like it says. It feels like it could snap at any second. The characters that it follows, like the whole story, are very believable human characters. They're very well written. There's not so much depth to these characters that you get lost in it, but there's just enough to like give that kind of 3 dimensions to what could very easily be a 2-dimensional character. The setting for this book is spot on and works so well. Same with the antagonists and the problems that the protagonists do face. It feels like it leads up at a good pace, and then eventually most things way bigger. It's very good. I don't think the horror was super outrageous. Like, it wasn't hyper gory. That wasn't out of necessity. Obviously there is some bits of it. It is a horror book after all. But I don't think it's out of control. I don't think it's wildly out of control. It's done very well. It's done in the, like, this is what it would be, and it doesn't exaggerate it too much. So I think it does the horror very solid. I know this book definitely nails like the occult and folklore, but I would also almost want to call it cosmic horror as well, which is something that I think maybe is a parallel to folk and occult things. Maybe you could take occult out and put cosmic, or vice versa. But since it's not there, that's all I'm going to call it. So my gripes with the book. I, unlike Adam Nevill, am not a proper Englishman. The book is written very English and very proper. I do feel that the book gets a little too wordy, and I find myself skimming parts when I'm reading it because I'm like, okay, come on. I'm not sure if it's because I'm like an uneducated American in the English language, or like I just don't have the patience to read 2 pages worth of How Green the Grass Is. However, that is a personal gripe that I have. Does not take away from the book at all, and I promise that. The book is a phenomenal read. It's just, if that is something that you can get over, then it's for you. I do believe I've heard Adam Nevill talk in interviews, speaking that he, like, as far as like classically trained writer, however that works, I think he is one of those people, and his like sentence structures and his like word choices are very, very fucking good. And I did not need to interpret things for my own. Like, as far as like descriptors go, he left room for imagination, but just enough. But he gave you just enough to really fill it in, which was nice. Also, this book is about a bunch of seasoned kayakers, which I am not a seasoned kayaker. I've been kayaking like 3 or 4 times in my life as a Boy Scout, but I'm not like super keyed up and keen to all of the lingo and gear and stuff like that. So reading it, was like, I don't know what the fuck that means, and I had to look it up. Shout out Kindle for having the lookup feature, so I could just hold on a word, boop, like Wikipedia or whatever. It was nice. It didn't take away from it, but it did pull me out a couple times, like, well, fuck, he keeps mentioning this piece of gear, and I don't know what it is. Ultimately, at the end of the day, do I recommend this book? Yes. Yes, I fucking do. I absolutely do, and I will fight tooth and nail to recommend this book to people, despite the gripes that I have just mentioned. However, if I were to recommend this to somebody, I would put that forward. Like, hey, it is a little wordy at times. I had to skim it. It's very English, like tires with a Y. We don't spell that over here, but they do across the pond. That's fine. It's just weird to see, and it's kind of a weird adjustment for the brain to make. But I would recommend it 100% if you can get past it. I have loved the 2 books that I've read from him 100%. The Ritual was awesome. I think I do prefer The Ritual to this, but I think a lot of people did, and that's why The Ritual has a Netflix movie. I know, and it's great. If you, the viewers here, have any recommendations, please let me know. Recently, I had a subscriber recommend me something in a comment section, and it is now in like the chute of my to be read, so you can expect that sometime soon. And like I said, would I gold star this book? No. Did I see some of it coming? Yes. I think it had a lot of cool parts. Yes. But I would recommend it, especially if this is up your thing of like folk, cosmic, outdoorsy, and it's a lot of tension. It's a lot of fucking tension. So I would recommend that to anybody who is looking for that kind of thing. But if you're wanting to just like turn your brain off and read it, it probably isn't for you. But anyway, thank you guys for coming and checking out this review. I know it's a little rambly, like I just complained about it being wordy, and here I am being wordy. But that's it for me. Love y'all, take care, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.